Before the world grows quiet, before the last curtains are drawn, and before the moon settles gently into the sky, there is a garden that begins to awaken. It does not bloom in daylight. It does not open for hurried footsteps, and it does not reveal itself to those who rush past without noticing. It unfolds slowly in the darkness, petal by petal, releasing soft fragrance into the cool night air, while the rest of the world drifts into sleep. Few people ever find it, and fewer still are invited inside. But tonight, the garden is waiting just for you. And before we begin, my dear, if you'd like to help this little corner of quiet grow, you might do Grandma a small favor and gently like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can easily find Grandma again, and we can share many more peaceful evenings together. Now let yourself get comfortable. We're about to begin. Chapter 1. The Gate That Opens Only at Night. My dear, before anything else, before the soft petals unfold, and before the gentle fragrance fills the air, there is a gate. It does not stand in a busy place, and it is not something you would notice in the daylight hours. By day, it appears quite ordinary, perhaps even forgotten, resting quietly at the end of a narrow path where ivy climbs slowly and the world passes by without pause. But now, in this calm and quiet moment, with the night settled gently around you, the gate is no longer ordinary at all. You find yourself standing before it, not with any sense of effort or journey, but as though you have simply arrived exactly where you were meant to be. The air is soft and cool, carrying that peaceful stillness that comes when everything has begun to rest. Behind you, the world feels distant now, as though it has already drifted away, leaving you here in a place that belongs only to quiet and calm. The gate itself is made of old wood, smooth in some places, gently worn in others, as though many years have passed quietly over it without disturbance. Its surface is cool beneath your fingertips, steady and reassuring.
There are no locks, no signs, no instructions, nothing to tell you what to do. And yet, you do not feel uncertain. You do not feel lost. There is a quiet knowing here, a gentle sense that you are welcome, that you are expected, and that there is no wrong way to be here. The gate does not open quickly. It does not swing wide with sudden movement. Instead, as you rest your hand lightly upon it, it begins to move slowly, almost as though it is responding to your presence rather than your touch. The hinges do not creak. There is no sharp sound, only a soft, gradual opening,
as though the gate itself understands the quiet of this place and wishes to keep it undisturbed. Beyond it, the garden begins. At first it is only a suggestion, a soft shape in the dim moonlight, where shadows and gentle light rest together in quiet balance. You step forward without hurry, crossing the threshold not as someone entering a new place, but as someone returning to something familiar, something calm and welcoming. The moment you pass through the gate, you may notice a subtle change, not something you need to think about, but something you can gently feel. The air seems softer here, slightly warmer, carrying a faint and delicate scent that you cannot quite place, but that feels comforting all the same.
The path beneath your feet is smooth and natural, made of pale stone that catches the moonlight just enough to guide you without brightness. It curves gently ahead, never straight, never rushed, inviting you to follow without needing to know where it leads. On either side of the path, the garden rests quietly, not yet fully awake, but beginning to stir in the most delicate way. Leaves hold still in the calm air, their surfaces touched lightly by silver light. Branches rest without movement, as though they too are waiting. Everything feels patient here. Everything feels unhurried. You take a slow step forward, and then another, the soft rhythm of your movement matching the quiet calm that surrounds you. There is no need to walk quickly, no need to reach anything. The garden is not a place to arrive at. It is a place to gently move through, one soft moment at a time. As you continue along the path, you may begin to notice small details appearing around you, each one offered gently, without asking for your attention. A cluster of leaves shaped like soft feathers, catching the faint light as they rest. A low branch arching slightly over the path, creating a natural doorway that you pass beneath without effort. A small stone set just beside the path, smooth and cool, as though it has been resting there for many years, content in its quiet place. There is no sound of wind here, no distant noise from the world beyond, only a deep and steady quiet that holds everything in place, allowing each moment to settle fully before the next one arrives. You may notice your breathing becoming slower, deeper, more even, matching the calm rhythm of the garden itself. In and out, soft and steady, without needing to be guided. The path continues, curving gently as it leads you further inward. And as it does, the garden begins to wake, not all at once, but in this softest possible way,
A single flower nearby shifts slightly, its petals loosening as though stretching after a long and peaceful rest. Another follows, opening just enough to reveal a pale glow at its center.
The world beyond the gate feels even further away now, almost as though it no longer exists at all. There is only this place, this quiet garden, this gentle unfolding. Your body feels more at ease, more settled, as though the simple act of being here is enough to release whatever you have been holding. Your shoulders soften, your hands rest easily, your face grows calm, the small muscles around your eyes and mouth letting go of anything they no longer need to carry. The path begins to open slightly, leading you into a wider space within the garden. You do not need to see all of it at once. It reveals itself slowly, just as everything here does. The flowers continue their quiet awakening, the air growing just a little more fragrant, the light remaining soft and steady. And as you pause there, just for a moment, you may feel that quiet sense of arrival, not at a destination, but at a feeling, a calm, gentle stillness that surrounds you, holding you softly, asking nothing in return. And so, my dear, as the gate rests quietly behind you and the garden begins to bloom around you, you may simply continue, one slow step at a time, allowing yourself to drift deeper into this peaceful place where everything unfolds gently and nothing is ever rushed.
Chapter 2. The Path of Soft Silver Leaves. My dear, now that the gate rests quietly behind you and the garden has begun to welcome you in its own gentle way, the path beneath your feet leads you onward, deeper into the calm. It curves softly through the moonlit stillness, pale and smooth, never straight, never hurried, as though it already knows there is no need to rush where you are going. And as you continue, you begin to notice something lovely about the ground around you. Leaves. Not dry or brittle, not scattered carelessly, but resting in soft silver layers along the edges of the path, each one touched by moonlight until it seems to glow. They are not bright, nothing here is bright. Their silver is quiet, like the sheen on still water, or the soft glow on a cloud drifting across the moon. They lie gently over the earth, overlapping one another like folded silk, and the path moves between them as though it has always belonged there. Some are small and delicate, narrow as feathers, while others are broad and smooth, with curved edges that catch the light in soft lines.
Their colours beneath the moon's silver touch are softened into shades of grey-green, pale pearl, and the faintest blue, as though the daylight colours have gone to sleep and left only their calmest forms behind. You step slowly, not because the path is difficult, but because everything here seems to invite slowness. Each step feels soft and natural. The air is still cool, but with that same quiet gentleness you felt when you first entered the garden. And now there is another subtle scent drifting through it, clean and leafy, with something a little like fresh rain long after it has passed. You do not need to name it. It is enough simply to breathe it in and let it settle softly around you. On either side of the path, the silver leaves become more plentiful, gathered in quiet drifts beneath low branches and around the roots of ancient shrubs. Some leaves rest flat upon the earth, while others remain attached to the plants that hold them, their undersides pale and luminous, moving only slightly as though stirred by a breeze too soft to be felt. It is not really movement, not in the usual sense. It is more like a gentle settling, a quiet repositioning, as though the whole garden is finding its most peaceful shape in the moonlight.
The path narrows for a little while, winding between clusters of low plants, whose leaves arch gently inward, making the way feel more sheltered, more enclosed. The silver tones grow richer here, deepening wherever the moonlight reaches, and softening into shadow wherever it does not. There is no darkness in these shadows that ask anything of you. They are restful, calm, simply part of the quiet balance of the garden. You may notice that your breathing has slowed even more now, matching the steady calm of your steps. In and out, slow and easy. Nothing pulls at your attention, nothing needs to be followed. Even your thoughts may begin to feel lighter here, as though they too have settled among the silver leaves and no longer wish to travel any further. Ahead, the path curves around a small rise in the ground, and as you follow it, you begin to see how beautifully the leaves have gathered there. They form a soft, shining border along the stones, each leaf resting in its own place, each one seeming to belong exactly where it lies. A few have drifted onto the path itself, and when you step among them, there is no crunch, no sharp sound, only the softest hush, as though they are too gentle to break the silence of the garden. You pass beneath the branch of a small tree,
whose leaves are thin and long, silver on one side and shadowed on the other. And as they hang above you, they catch the moonlight like tiny ribbons. For a moment, the path is dappled with moving patterns of pale light, and then it becomes smooth and quiet again. You do not need to look too closely. The beauty of this place comes to you without effort. It is enough simply to be here, moving slowly, letting the garden reveal itself in its own time. The farther you go, the more the silver leaves seem to guide you, not with signs or markers, but with presence. They line the edges of the path like quiet companions, their soft glow making the way feel safe and certain. And though the garden is still opening around you, still revealing its petals and fragrance one moment at a time, there is no sense of waiting here.
The journey itself is enough. The softness underfoot, the pale light on the leaves, the stillness in the air, all of it is already complete. A little further on, the path widens again, and beside it grows a low hedge, whose leaves are round and smooth, each one holding a tiny bead of moisture that gleams like a pearl in the moonlight. They do not fall, they remain still, resting on the leaf surfaces in perfect quiet. Nearby, a fern-like plant spreads its fine silver fronds outward in delicate layers, as though it has carefully arranged itself for the evening. Everywhere you look, there is texture softened by moonlight. Smooth leaves, feathery edges, curved stems, cool stone. And all of it feels quiet against your senses, never too much, never demanding, simply there to be noticed if you wish, and just as peaceful if you let it blur softly into the calm around you. You may feel yourself growing a little heavier now, in the nicest way, your shoulders looser, your arms resting more naturally by your sides, your face soft and untroubled.
The garden seems to ask so little of you that your whole body responds by letting go. The path bends once more, and beyond it you catch the faint outline of something waiting ahead, perhaps a wider part of the garden where the flowers are beginning to wake more fully. But for now, the silver leaves remain your quiet world. They shimmer softly at the edges of your vision, not with sparkle or brightness, but with a calm and steady glow that feels almost like reassurance. You are safe here. You are welcome here.
and there is all the time in the world to continue. So you follow the path a little farther, one slow step at a time, letting the silver leaves accompany you in silence, letting the moonlight rest lightly on the garden around you, and letting the quiet deepen gently within you, as though every leaf, every stone, every soft breath of night is guiding you onward into deeper and deeper calm. Chapter 3: The Flowers That Wake in Moonlight. My dear, as the path of soft silver leaves begins to drift quietly behind you, the garden opens just a little more, as though it has been waiting for you to arrive at this very place before revealing what comes next. The air feels slightly warmer here, though still gentle and calm, and there is a softness to the space around you that feels almost like a quiet invitation. The path widens beneath your feet, the pale stone glowing faintly in the moonlight, and on either side you begin to notice something new. The flowers are waking. Not all at once, and not with any sudden movement, but slowly, gently, as though each one is stretching into the night after a long and peaceful rest. At first, you may only notice one or two, a small bloom near the edge of the path, its petals still slightly closed, loosening just enough to reveal a pale glow within. Then another, a little farther along, unfolding one soft layer at a time, its shape becoming fuller, rounder, more open with each quiet moment. There is no hurry in their movement. Each flower opens in its own time, guided by something soft and steady, something that does not rush or press. You pause for a moment, or perhaps you simply slow your steps, allowing yourself to notice the gentle unfolding around you. The garden here is filled with these moonlit blooms, each one different, yet all sharing the same quiet rhythm. Some are small and delicate, their petals thin and translucent, catching the light so softly they almost seem to glow from within. Others are fuller, with layered petals that curve gently outward, creating soft shapes that rest peacefully in the cool night air. Their colours are muted by the moonlight, softened into shades of ivory, pale lavender, gentle blue, and the faintest blush of pink, as though they have borrowed their tones from the quietest parts of the day. As you continue along the path, more flowers begin to reveal themselves, not suddenly appearing, but slowly becoming visible as they open. A cluster of low blooms rests beside a smooth stone, their petals unfurling one by one, each movement so subtle it feels almost like a breath. Nearby, a taller stem bends slightly, its single flower turning just enough to face the soft glow of the moon, as though it has been waiting for that light to guide it. There is no sound to this awakening.
No rustle or stir, only a deep, steady quiet, where each movement happens without disturbance, without breaking the calm. You may find that your own breath begins to mirror this gentle unfolding, slow and steady, rising and falling with the same soft rhythm, in and out, without effort, without thought. The garden seems to breathe with you, or perhaps you are breathing with the garden. It does not matter which. The feeling is the same. As you walk a little further, you may notice that some of the flowers hold a very faint glow at their center, not bright, not sharp, but soft and warm, like a tiny lantern resting deep within the petals. The light does not spread far, it stays close, contained, adding just enough warmth to the surrounding air to make the space feel even more comforting. These glowing centers appear here and there, scattered gently among the blooms, never overwhelming, always calm. You do not need to look directly at them. It is enough to sense their presence, to feel that quiet warmth resting in the garden around you. The path continues, curving gently through this field of waking flowers, and as it does, the air becomes richer, though never heavy.
A soft fragrance begins to rise, subtle at first, almost unnoticeable, and then slowly deepening, layer by layer. It is not one single scent, but many, blending together in a way that feels natural and easy. There is something sweet, something fresh, something warm and grounding, all woven together into a calm and gentle presence that settles softly around you. You breathe it in without thinking, and as you do, you may feel another layer of tension leave your body, another small piece of the day drifting quietly away. Your shoulders soften a little more. Your hands rest more easily. Even your thoughts begin to fade further, becoming lighter, less defined, until they feel more like quiet impressions than anything you need to follow.
The flowers continue to open as you pass, each one offering its own small moment of calm before resting fully in the night. A cluster of star-shaped blooms spreads low across the ground, their petals reaching outward in perfect stillness once they have opened. Nearby, a single flower with long, curved petals unfurls slowly, its shape soft and balanced, as though it has taken all the time it needs to become exactly what it is. There is nothing rushed here, nothing unfinished. Everything unfolds in its own perfect time. The moon remains steady above, its soft light touching each bloom, each leaf, each quiet corner of the garden with the same gentle care. It does not change, it does not demand attention, it simply rests there, allowing the garden to wake beneath it. You may feel now that you are moving more slowly still,
or perhaps that you are not moving at all, but simply being carried gently through this space, as though the path itself is guiding you without effort.
Your body feels heavier, more settled. Your breathing deep and even. Your awareness soft and calm. The flowers no longer feel separate from you. They are part of the same quiet moment, part of the same gentle unfolding that is happening both around you and within you. And as the path begins to lead you onward, beyond this softly glowing field, the flowers remain behind, fully open now, resting peacefully in the moonlight. They do not close, they do not fade, they simply remain, calm and complete, as the garden continues to reveal itself, one gentle step at a time. And so, my dear, you continue forward, carried by the quiet rhythm of the night, leaving behind the softly waking flowers, while their calm presence lingers gently within you, guiding you deeper into rest as the journey continues.
Chapter 4. The air filled with gentle fragrance. My dear, as the softly waking flowers begin to rest quietly behind you, the path carries you onward into a part of the garden where the air itself seems to change. It is not something you see at first, not something you need to look for, but something you gently feel as you take your next slow breath in. The fragrance here deepens, not suddenly, not strongly, but in soft, delicate layers that seem to drift and settle all around you. The path remains smooth beneath your feet, pale in the moonlight, guiding you forward without effort, without any need to think about where it leads. And as you move, the garden seems to breathe around you, releasing its quiet scent into the cool night air. It is not one single fragrance, but many, woven together so gently that they feel like one calm and continuous presence. There is something soft and floral, like petals warmed by moonlight, something fresh and green, like leaves resting after rain, and something deeper, warmer, almost like the earth itself, steady and grounding beneath it all. Each breath you take brings a slightly different note, though none of them ask for your attention. They simply arrive, softly and naturally, and then drift away again, leaving behind a quiet sense of ease. You may notice how easily your breathing falls into a slow and steady rhythm here, guided by the calm around you. In and out, soft and unhurried. There is no need to control it, no need to deepen it. It simply becomes what it needs to be, matching the gentle pace of everything in this part of the garden. The plants around you grow a little fuller here, their leaves broader, their shapes softer, creating a sense of quiet enclosure without ever feeling closed in.
The path winds gently between them, and as you pass, you may notice how the fragrance shifts slightly with each step, as though different parts of the garden are offering their own quiet presence one at a time. On one side, a cluster of low, rounded blooms releases a faint, sweet scent, barely there, like a soft memory. On the other, taller stems with slender leaves give off something cooler, cleaner, like the feeling of fresh air just before morning. None of it is strong, none of it lingers too long. It is all perfectly balanced, perfectly calm. The moonlight filters through the leaves above, touching them lightly, creating soft patterns that move gently as the garden settles into itself.
You may notice how the light and the fragrance seem to work together, one softening what you see, the other softening what you feel, until everything blends into a single peaceful experience. Your body responds without effort. Your shoulders loosen further. Your arms feel heavier at your sides. Even the small muscles in your face relax completely, letting go of anything they were holding. You are not thinking about relaxing. It is simply happening naturally as the garden continues to hold you in its calm. The path curves slightly, and as it does, the fragrance grows just a little richer, though still gentle, still soft. It gathers in the air like a quiet presence, not surrounding you, but resting lightly around you, as though the garden itself is offering a soft and steady comfort. You pass beneath a low arch of branches, their leaves brushing lightly overhead, not touching you, but creating a sense of shelter, a quiet space where the outside world feels even more distant than before. There is nothing beyond this garden now. No noise, no movement, only this gentle path, this soft air, this steady calm.
You may find that your thoughts have become very quiet now, perhaps no longer forming in the same way they once did. They drift in and out like faint impressions, never needing to be followed, never asking to be held. The fragrance seems to carry them away before they can settle, leaving behind a clear and peaceful stillness. As you continue, you notice a small clearing just ahead, where the plants grow slightly lower, allowing the air to move more freely. The fragrance gathers there in a delicate way, not stronger, but more complete, as though all the soft scents of the garden have come together for a moment before drifting apart again. You step into this space slowly, your movement matching the quiet rhythm of everything around you. The ground feels soft beneath your feet, the air calm against your skin, the gentle fragrance resting lightly with each breath. There is no need to stay here, no need to move on. The path will carry you either way, but for a moment you simply exist within this quiet space, breathing in the calm, letting it settle deeper within you. Your body feels heavy now, comfortably so, supported and at ease. Your breathing is slow and even, your awareness soft and gentle, no longer reaching outward, but resting quietly within. The garden continues around you, unchanged and steady, holding its soft fragrance in the air, offering its calm without asking for anything in return. And as you take another slow step forward, leaving the clearing behind, the fragrance remains with you, not as something you carry, but as something that has already become part of the quiet within you. The path continues, just as it always has, guiding you gently onward, deeper into the garden, deeper into stillness, deeper into rest. And so, my dear, as the soft fragrance of the garden surrounds you and settles quietly within, you may simply continue, one slow step at a time, allowing each breath to carry you further into calm as the night unfolds gently around you.
Chapter 5. The Fountain That Whispers Quietly. My dear, as the soft fragrance lingers gently around you, the path begins to guide you toward a new kind of calm. It does not change suddenly, nothing here ever does, but slowly, almost like a feeling arriving before a sound, you begin to notice something ahead, a faint presence, a quiet rhythm, softer even than your own breathing, steady and continuous, as though something in the garden is gently speaking without words. The path curves, as it always does, leading you forward without effort, and as you follow it, the sound becomes just a little clearer. Not loud, not sharp, but soft and flowing. Water, a gentle fountain, resting quietly within the garden, offering its calm presence to everything around it. As you move closer, the space opens slightly, revealing a small, peaceful clearing where the fountain sits at its center. It is not large or grand. It does not rise high or draw attention. Instead, it is simple and balanced, made of smooth, pale stone that catches the moonlight in soft, muted tones. The edges are rounded, worn gently over time, as though it has been part of this garden for longer than anyone can remember.
The water flows slowly from its center, not in a rush, not in a spray, but in a quiet and steady movement that barely disturbs the surface below. It rises gently, then falls softly back into the basin, creating the faintest ripple that spreads outward before settling again into stillness. The sound it makes is not something you need to listen for. It is simply there, a soft whisper that blends with the quiet of the garden, a steady and calming presence that asks nothing and offers everything. You step a little closer, or perhaps you simply find yourself there without needing to think about how you arrived. The path leads you naturally to the edge of the fountain, where the stone curves gently, smooth and cool in the night air. The water reflects the soft glow of the moon above, creating a faint shimmer that moves slowly with each gentle ripple. There is no brightness here, no sharp reflection, only a soft and steady light that rests upon the surface like a quiet thought. The air around the fountain feels slightly cooler, touched by the gentle movement of water, though it remains calm and still. The soft fragrance of the garden lingers here as well, blending with the freshness of the water, creating a feeling that is both grounding and light at the same time. You may notice how naturally your breathing begins to follow the rhythm of the fountain. The slow rise of water, the gentle fall, the quiet stillness that follows, in and out, soft and even. Your body responds without effort. Your shoulders loosen further. Your arms feel heavier. Your whole body settles into the calm, as though the fountain itself is guiding you into a deeper rest. You do not need to sit. You do not need to stay. And yet there is something about this place that invites you to pause, even if only for a moment. The stone edge of the fountain feels steady and reassuring, the soft sound of water continuing without interruption, without change. Nothing here asks you to do anything. Nothing requires your attention. The fountain simply exists, offering its quiet rhythm, its steady presence, its calm. You may notice how your thoughts have become very distant now, if they are there at all. The gentle sound of the water seems to carry them away before they can form, leaving only a soft, quiet awareness that does not need to follow anything. The garden around you remains still, the leaves unmoving, the flowers resting, the air calm and gentle. Everything feels held in place by this deep and steady quiet. The water continues to rise and fall, rise and fall, each movement the same as the last, each one as soft and unhurried as the one before. There is no beginning to it, no end, only a continuous, gentle flow that mirrors the calm within you. You may feel now that your body is deeply relaxed, your breathing slow and even, your awareness soft and drifting. There is no need to move forward yet, no need to leave this place. The path will be there when you are ready. For now, The fountain holds you in its quiet rhythm, allowing everything within you to settle just a little more.
And when you do begin to move again, it is not with any sense of decision or effort. You simply take a slow step back, the soft sound of the water remaining behind you, steady and unchanged. The path waits quietly, just as it always has, ready to guide you onward without urgency. As you continue, the sound of the fountain begins to soften, becoming more distant, though it never fully disappears. It remains with you, a quiet echo in the background, a gentle reminder of the calm you have just experienced. The garden unfolds once more around you, the path curving gently ahead, leading you deeper into its peaceful spaces. And so, my dear, as the whisper of the fountain fades softly into the distance, you may carry that same gentle rhythm within you, letting it guide your breathing, your body, your quiet awareness as you continue slowly forward, deeper into the garden, deeper into stillness, deeper into rest. Chapter 6. The Glass House of Warm Sleeping Blooms. My dear, as the quiet whisper of the fountain softens behind you, the path continues its gentle way through the garden, curving slowly as though it already knows where you are meant to go next. The air begins to change again, not cooler this time, but slightly warmer, holding a soft and steady comfort that feels different from the open spaces you have just passed through. Ahead, through the leaves and branches, you begin to notice something faintly glowing. Not bright, not sharp, but steady and golden, like a quiet light resting within the garden itself. As you move closer, the shape becomes clearer. A glass house, nestled gently among the plants, its structure simple and calm, made of tall panes of glass, framed by slender pale wood. It stands quietly, as though it has always been there, waiting without expectation. The glass reflects the soft moonlight from outside, while from within a warmer glow spills outward in the gentlest way, creating a soft balance between the cool night and the warmth inside. The path leads you directly towards it, the stones beneath your feet smoothing as you approach, guiding you forward without any need to think or decide. There is no door that demands to be opened, no barrier that asks for effort. Instead, one panel of the glass house rests slightly ajar, as though it has already been opened for you. You step inside, slowly and easily, and the moment you do, you may notice how the air shifts around you. The warmth is soft and comforting, not heavy, not close, but just enough to wrap around you like a gentle layer of calm. The fragrance here is deeper than before, though still quiet,
still balanced, carrying the soft scent of blooms that are not fully awake, but not fully asleep either. Inside the glass house, the light is warm and low, coming from small lanterns placed carefully among the plants. They do not shine brightly, they simply glow, their soft amber light resting gently on the leaves and petals, creating a calm and sheltered space where everything feels protected and still. The plants here are different from those outside. Their leaves are broader, their shapes fuller, their presence more grounded. Some stretch upward in slow, steady lines, while others spread outward in soft, rounded forms, creating layers of quiet texture that fill the space without crowding it. And among them, the blooms rest.
They are not opening as the flowers were outside. Instead, they remain gently closed, their petals folded softly, as though they are resting between moments, waiting for something that does not need to arrive. Each one holds its shape perfectly, calm and undisturbed, as though sleep itself has settled into their form. You walk slowly along a narrow path that winds through the glass house, the ground beneath you soft and steady. The air feels calm against your skin, the warmth easing any remaining tension without asking for your attention. You may notice how your breathing deepens here, becoming even slower, even more steady, matching the quiet stillness of the space around you. There is no sound beyond the faintest sense of stillness. Even the outside world feels distant now, softened by the glass that surrounds you, as though the garden itself has gently wrapped this place in calm. You pass a cluster of blooms that rest low to the ground, their petals layered and smooth, holding a faint softness that seems almost like velvet in the dim light. Nearby, taller stems hold closed flowers that tilt slightly downward, their shapes relaxed, as though they have already settled into rest for the night. None of them move, none of them open. They simply remain, calm and complete, exactly as they are. The glass above you reflects the soft glow of the lanterns and the faint silver of the moon beyond, blending the two lights into something even softer. You do not need to look up. You do not need to notice. The calm of this place reaches you without effort, settling gently into every part of you. Your body feels deeply at ease now, your shoulders fully relaxed, your arms heavy at your sides, your face soft and still. Your thoughts have quieted completely, or perhaps they have drifted away altogether, leaving only a gentle awareness that does not need to follow
anything at all. The path continues through the glass house, winding slowly, never leading you too quickly, never asking you to move faster than you wish.
And as you walk, you may feel that sense of being held, not just by the space around you, but by the quiet presence of everything within it. The warm air, the resting blooms, the soft glow of the lanterns, all of it comes together to create a feeling of deep and steady calm. Eventually, the path begins to lead you towards the other side of the glass house, where the soft glow of the outside world begins to return. The door there is open, just as the first one was, waiting quietly, offering no resistance, no need for effort. You step through, returning gently to the cool night air of the garden, the warmth of the glasshouse lingering softly within you. Behind you, the glasshouse remains still and glowing, its sleeping blooms resting peacefully within. Ahead, the path continues, just as calm as before, guiding you onward into the next quiet part of the garden. And so, my dear, as you leave the gentle warmth behind and step once more into the soft moonlit air, you carry that same quiet stillness with you, that same deep sense of rest. As the garden continues to unfold gently around you, one peaceful moment at a time. Chapter 7. The Orchard of Slow-Hanging Fruit. My dear, as you step gently out from the warm stillness of the glasshouse, the cool night air greets you once more, soft and calm, wrapping around you like a quiet breath. The path continues ahead, pale and smooth beneath your feet, guiding you onward without any need to think about where it leads. And as you follow it, you begin to notice the shape of something new forming in the distance, something softer, fuller, and gently suspended in the night. The garden opens into a wide and peaceful space, and before you an orchard begins to unfold. The trees stand in quiet rows, their branches stretching outward and downward in slow, graceful curves. They are not tall or imposing. Instead, they feel welcoming, their shapes rounded and calm, as though they have grown slowly over many years, settling into their place without ever needing to rush. From their branches, fruit hangs, not bright or bold, not sharp in colour, but softened by the moonlight into gentle tones of pale gold, dusky rose, soft green, and muted amber.
Each piece rests quietly, suspended in stillness, as though time itself has slowed within this part of the garden. Nothing here is ripening quickly. Nothing is falling. Everything is simply resting, exactly where it is meant to be. You step slowly beneath the first of the trees, the path weaving gently between them, curving in the same calm way it always has. The branches arch above you, creating a soft canopy, and the fruit hangs just low enough to feel close, but never in your way. There is no need to reach for it, no need to touch. It is enough to be here, moving quietly through this peaceful place. The air carries a faint new scent, soft and warm, with a gentle sweetness that feels calm rather than rich. It does not overwhelm. It simply rests lightly in the space around you, blending with the cool night air and the quiet stillness of the orchard. You breathe it in without effort, and as you do, you may feel another layer of calm settle within you. The ground beneath the trees is soft, covered in a gentle layer of fallen leaves and grass, though even here nothing feels disturbed. Everything is still, undisturbed, as though the orchard has been resting peacefully for a very long time. You may notice how the fruit itself does not move, even slightly. It hangs perfectly still, each piece balanced gently on its stem, untouched by wind, untouched by time.
There is something deeply calming in that stillness, something that allows your own body to settle even more fully. Your steps grow slower, softer. Your breathing deepens, becoming steady and even. Your shoulders relax completely, your arms resting easily, your whole body at ease within this quiet space. The path continues, leading you between the trees, and as you move, the orchard reveals itself, one small detail at a time. A branch curved low, holding several pieces of fruit close together, their shapes softly rounded, their surfaces smooth beneath the dim light. A tree with slightly narrower leaves, its fruit smaller, more delicate, resting quietly among the branches. Another with broader leaves and fuller shapes, offering a sense of quiet abundance without any need to gather or take. Everything here is complete as it is. Nothing needs to be picked. Nothing needs to be changed. The orchard simply exists, calm and steady, offering its quiet presence without asking anything in return. You may feel now that your thoughts have grown very distant, perhaps no longer forming clearly at all. The gentle stillness of the orchard seems to hold them softly, allowing them to drift away without effort. There is no need to follow anything, no need to notice more than you already have. The calm of this place reaches you naturally, settling into every part of you. As you walk a little further, the path widens slightly, creating a small open space among the trees. Here, the branches stretch a little higher, allowing more of the moonlight to fall softly onto the ground. The fruit glows faintly where the light touches it, each piece holding a quiet warmth that feels steady and reassuring. You pause,
or perhaps simply slow your steps, allowing yourself to exist within this gentle moment. The orchard does not change. The trees remain still. The fruit remains suspended. The air remains soft and calm. Everything holds its place, just as you hold yours. You may notice now how deeply your body has relaxed, how heavy and supported you feel, how natural it is to simply be here without doing anything at all.
Your breathing continues, slow and even. Your awareness softens further, drifting gently, no longer reaching outward, but resting quietly within. The path begins to guide you onward once more, curving gently through the orchard, leading you toward the next quiet part of the garden. The trees slowly begin to space themselves farther apart, the fruit becoming less frequent as you move beyond this peaceful place. Behind you, the orchard remains unchanged, still and calm, its branches holding their quiet shapes, its fruit resting exactly where it belongs. And so, my dear, as you leave the orchard of slow hanging fruit behind, you carry with you that same sense of stillness, that same gentle calm, as the path continues to guide you forward, deeper into the garden, deeper into rest, one soft step at a time.
Chapter 8. The Pond That Mirrors the Stars. My dear, as the orchard fades softly behind you, the path continues its gentle way forward, curving just slightly as though guiding you towards something quieter still. The trees begin to thin, their branches no longer reaching quite as low, allowing the open sky to stretch more fully above you. The air feels calm and steady, carrying only the softest traces of the garden's fragrance, now settled into something even lighter, even more subtle. And as you take a few more slow steps along the pale stone path, you begin to notice a quiet openness ahead. The garden widens once more, and the path leads you gently towards the edge of something still and smooth. A pond. It rests quietly within the garden, perfectly calm, its surface undisturbed, as though it has been waiting in stillness for a very long time. The water does not ripple, it does not move. It simply lies there, smooth and glass-like, reflecting the sky above with such clarity that it feels as though the stars themselves have come down to rest upon its surface. You move closer, or perhaps you simply find yourself standing at its edge without needing to think about how you arrived.
The path curves naturally around the pond, offering you a quiet place to stand or to walk, whichever feels most gentle,
most natural to you. The stone beneath your feet feels cool and steady, the air around you soft and calm. You may notice how the sky above seems deeper here, the stars more visible, their soft light scattered gently across the darkness. And below, in the still water, they appear again, perfectly reflected, forming a quiet mirror that stretches outward in silent balance. There is no difference between above and below, only calm, only stillness. You may feel your breathing slow even further now, matching the quiet presence of the pond. In and out, soft and steady. The water does not disturb your breath, and your breath does not disturb the water. Everything exists in quiet harmony, each part resting gently beside the other. You take a slow step along the edge of the pond, the path guiding you without effort. The reflection of the stars moves with you, though the water itself remains still, as though it is simply holding the image rather than creating it. A faint glow from the moon rests upon the surface as well, soft and diffused, blending gently with the starlight.
The garden around the pond feels more distant now, not because it has gone away, but because your awareness has softened. The trees stand quietly behind you, their shapes calm and unmoving. The flowers rest. The air remains steady, but everything feels quieter still, as though the pond has drawn the world into a deeper layer of calm. You may notice how little there is to think about here. The stillness of the water seems to quiet even the smallest thoughts before they can fully form. They drift in and then gently dissolve, leaving behind only a soft and steady awareness that asks nothing of you. A smooth stone rests near the edge of the pond, its surface rounded and cool, as though shaped slowly over time by water that is no longer moving. Nearby, a few leaves rest lightly on the surface, not floating away, not sinking, simply remaining where they are, perfectly still. Even the smallest details here are untouched by motion, untouched by change. You may feel now your body has settled deeply into rest, your shoulders completely relaxed, your arms heavy and still, your face soft and calm. Your breathing remains slow and even, your awareness gentle and quiet, drifting softly like the reflected stars upon the water. The path continues around the pond, though there is no need to follow it quickly. You move as slowly as you wish, or not at all, simply existing within this peaceful space. The reflection remains unchanged, the water perfectly still, the sky above calm and endless. You may notice that the sense of time has softened even further here. There is no feeling of moments passing, no sense of moving from one thing to the next. Only this quiet presence, stretching gently, holding everything in place without effort.
The pond does not ask you to stay, and it does not ask you to leave. It simply exists, offering its stillness, its quiet reflection, its calm. And when you do begin to move again, it is with the same gentle ease that has carried you through every part of the garden. The path leads you onward, curving slowly away from the water, though the reflection of the stars seems to linger softly within you, as though that stillness has settled deep inside. Behind you, the pond remains exactly as it was, calm and undisturbed, holding the sky within its surface, resting in perfect quiet. And so, my dear, as you continue along the path, leaving the mirrored water behind, you carry that same stillness with you, that same deep and gentle calm, as the garden continues to unfold softly around you, guiding you further into rest, one quiet step at a time.
Chapter 9. The Corner Where Fireflies Gather. My dear, as the stillness of the pond drifts gently behind you, the path continues to guide you forward, curving softly as though it already knows the quiet places you are meant to find. The air remains calm and steady, and the silence of the garden feels deeper now, more settled, as though everything has gently come to rest. The trees begin to gather a little closer again, their branches reaching softly inward, creating a sheltered space that feels quiet and protected. The path narrows just slightly, not enough to confine you, but enough to guide your steps with a little more focus, a little more softness. And as you continue, you may begin to notice something new in the air ahead. At first, it is only the faintest suggestion of light, a soft flicker, almost too gentle to be certain of, appearing briefly and then fading again. Then another, and another, until slowly, without any sudden change, you realize that small points of light are beginning to appear all around you. Fireflies. They gather here in this quiet corner of the garden, drifting slowly through the air like tiny lanterns, each one glowing softly before dimming again. Their light is never bright, never sharp. It is warm and gentle, appearing in soft pulses that feel steady and calm.
They do not rush or dart quickly. Instead, they move slowly, floating through the air as though carried by the same quiet rhythm that guides everything in this garden. You step a little further into this space, and the fireflies become more present, though never overwhelming. They are scattered lightly around you, some resting close to the ground, others drifting just above the path, a few rising higher among the branches, where they glow softly against the dark leaves. There is no pattern you need to follow, no movement to track. They simply exist, each one appearing and fading in its own quiet time. The path continues beneath your feet, pale and steady, guiding you gently through this softly glowing space. The air feels slightly warmer here, though still calm, and there is a faint, almost unnoticeable scent, something soft and natural that blends easily with the stillness. You may find your breathing becoming even slower now, even more steady, matching the quiet rhythm of the lights around you. In and out, soft and unhurried. The fireflies seem to move with your breath, not because they are following you, but because everything here shares the same gentle pace.
Their glow rises softly, then fades, then returns again, just as your breath does, creating a calm and steady pattern that feels almost like a lullaby woven into the air. You may notice how your awareness softens further here, how there is less and less to follow, less to think about. The small lights do not ask for your attention. They simply exist, offering their quiet presence, allowing your mind to rest more deeply with each passing moment. As you walk slowly along the path, the fireflies drift around you, never too close, never too far, always moving with that same gentle ease. One glows softly near your shoulder, then fades. Another appears near the ground, rising slowly before dimming again. Each moment is simple. Each moment is calm. Nothing lingers. Nothing rushes. You pass beneath a low branch where a few fireflies have gathered more closely together, their soft lights appearing one after another, creating a gentle cluster that glows for a moment before slowly fading back into the quiet.
The leaves above remain still, the air unmoving, the entire space held in a deep and steady calm. You may feel now that your body is completely at ease, your shoulders relaxed, your arms heavy, your face soft and still. Your breathing remains slow and even, your thoughts distant, or perhaps gone entirely, leaving only a quiet awareness that does not need to hold on to anything at all. The path continues, leading you gently through this softly glowing corner, and as you move, the fireflies begin to spread out again, becoming fewer, their light softer and more distant. They do not disappear all at once. They simply fade, one by one, returning the space to its deeper quiet. And as they do, you may feel that their calm has settled within you, that same soft rhythm of light and stillness, now resting gently inside, guiding you further into rest. The path begins to widen once more, the trees opening slightly, the air returning to its soft, steady calm. Behind you, the fireflies remain, drifting quietly in their gentle corner of the garden, their lights continuing without need, without change. And so, my dear, as you leave the softly glowing fireflies behind, you carry their quiet rhythm with you, that same gentle rise and fall, that same calm presence, as the path continues to guide you onward, deeper into the garden, deeper into stillness, one soft step at a time.
Chapter 10. The Hidden Bench Beneath the Willow. My dear, as the soft glow of the fireflies fades gently behind you, the path continues forward in its calm and steady way, guiding you deeper into the quiet heart of the garden. The air feels still and settled now, holding that same gentle calm you have carried with you, as though every step has softened you further, allowing you to rest more deeply within yourself. The trees begin to change once more, their shapes growing softer, their branches longer and more flowing, reaching downward in slow, graceful curves. The path narrows slightly as it leads you into a more sheltered space, where the air feels a little more enclosed, a little more private, though never closed in. And ahead, through the soft curtain of leaves, you begin to notice something waiting quietly beneath the branches. A bench. It rests beneath a willow tree, hidden gently within this peaceful corner of the garden, as though it has been placed there not to be found quickly, but to be discovered slowly when the time is right. The willow's branches fall in long, delicate strands, reaching softly towards the ground, creating a quiet curtain of leaves that move only slightly, as though stirred by the faintest breath of night.
Their shapes are smooth and flowing, catching the soft light in gentle lines that shift almost imperceptibly as you draw closer. You step beneath the canopy of the willow, and as you do, the world seems to soften even further. The sounds of the garden grow quieter still, the open space beyond fading gently away, leaving only this small, sheltered place where everything feels calm, held, and at ease. The bench itself is simple, made of smooth, pale wood that has been gently worn over time. Its surface is cool but welcoming, its shape curved just enough to offer comfort without asking for anything in return. It does not stand out, it does not draw attention. It simply rests there, waiting quietly, as though it has always known you would arrive. You may choose to sit, or perhaps you simply feel yourself settling there, without needing to think about it. The moment you rest upon the bench, you may notice how your body softens even more deeply. The support beneath you feels steady and reassuring, the willow branches surrounding you like a gentle embrace, creating a quiet space where nothing from the outside world can reach you.
The air here is calm and still, carrying only the faintest trace of the garden's fragrance, now softened into something barely there, something that feels more like a memory than a scent. You breathe slowly, deeply, without effort, in and out, steady and calm. The willow branches hang softly around you, their leaves forming a quiet curtain that filters the light into soft, shifting patterns. The moon above is still there, though its glow reaches you only gently through the layers of leaves, creating a soft and diffused light that feels warm and restful. You may notice how little there is to think about now. The path behind you has already faded into quiet. The garden around you no longer asks to be followed. There is nothing ahead that needs your attention. Only this moment, only this calm. Your body feels heavy in the most comforting way, fully supported, fully at rest. Your shoulders have released completely, your arms resting easily, your face soft and still. Even the small movements of breath feel slower now, deeper, as though each one carries you further into stillness. The bench holds you without effort. The willow shelters you without closing you in.
Everything here is balanced, calm, exactly as it should be. Time feels different here, or perhaps it has simply faded away. There is no sense of waiting, no sense of moving from one moment to the next. Only this quiet, continuous calm that stretches gently, holding you in place without needing to hold you at all. You may find your eyes closing now, or perhaps they have already closed without you noticing. It does not matter. The garden no longer needs to be seen. It is felt, softly, deeply, resting within you, just as you rest within it. The willow branches continue their slow, gentle stillness. The air remains calm, the bench steady beneath you. Nothing changes, nothing needs to. You are safe here, you are held, you are completely at rest. And as you sit quietly beneath the willow, you may feel that sense of letting go deepen even further. The last small edges of awareness softening, the last gentle thoughts drifting away, leaving only a quiet and steady calm that surrounds you completely. There is nowhere else to go now, nothing left to follow, only this peaceful place, this soft stillness, this gentle rest. And so, my dear, as you remain here beneath the willow, resting quietly on the bench, you may simply allow yourself to drift, letting the calm carry you, letting the stillness hold you, as the garden settles gently around you, guiding you softly toward the deepest and most peaceful rest.
Chapter 11. The Garden as it settles back to sleep. My dear, as you rest quietly beneath the willow, you may begin to feel a gentle shift in the garden around you. Not a change that asks for your attention, not something that stirs you from your calm, but something softer, like the slow closing of a peaceful day, or the final breath before complete rest. The garden is settling, not into silence, for it has always been quiet, but into something deeper than quiet, into stillness. The willow branches around you remain soft and still, their long strands hanging like a gentle curtain, barely moving at all. The faint light that filters through them grows softer, dimmer in the most comforting way, as though the garden itself is gently lowering the brightness of the night. You do not need to open your eyes to notice this. It is something you feel, something that settles softly around you, just as everything else has. The bench beneath you remains steady and warm, holding you in place without effort. Your body feels heavy now, deeply relaxed, supported completely. There is no tension left to release, no movement left to make. Even the smallest adjustments have faded away, leaving you resting exactly as you are, without any need to change. Your breathing is slow and even, in and out, each breath softer than the last, each one carrying you deeper into calm. Around you, the garden continues its quiet transition. The flowers you passed earlier, those that opened gently in the moonlight, now begin to rest once more. Their petals do not close quickly. They fold slowly, softly, returning to their calm, protective shapes, as though tucking themselves into sleep. You do not see this happen, but you sense it, just as you have sensed everything in this garden. A soft, gentle settling, a quiet return to stillness. The fragrance in the air grows lighter now, fading slowly, leaving behind only the faintest trace, like a memory of something peaceful that no longer needs to remain. The fountain you passed continues its quiet flow, though even that feels more distant now, softer, as though its gentle whisper is becoming part of the deeper silence. The fireflies have dimmed, their soft lights appearing less often, until they too fade into the calm. Nothing disappears all at once. Everything simply rests,
one small moment at a time, until the garden becomes what it was always meant to be at this hour, completely still. You may feel that same settling within yourself,
The quiet closing of the day, the gentle folding of thought, the soft release of awareness that no longer needs to stay awake. Your mind has already grown quiet, but now it drifts further, deeper, until there is almost nothing left to follow at all. The garden and your own stillness seem to mirror one another, each reflecting the other in perfect calm. There is no difference between the quiet around you and the quiet within you. It is all the same gentle, steady rest. The sky above, though unseen, has softened as well, its light dimming into a calm and even tone that neither brightens nor fades too quickly. Everything moves at the same gentle pace, everything settling together, as though the entire garden is breathing one last slow breath before complete rest. You may notice now that even the sense of being here is beginning to soften. The bench beneath you, the willow around you, the garden itself, all of it becomes less something you are aware of and more something you are simply part of. There is no separation, no distance.
Only this quiet, shared stillness that holds everything gently in place. Your body feels deeply at rest, heavy and supported. Your breathing remains slow and even, though you may no longer notice it in the same way. Your thoughts have faded completely now, leaving only a soft and peaceful presence that does not need to do anything at all. The garden has settled completely. No movement, no change, only stillness. And within that stillness, you are held, safe, calm, at ease. There is nowhere else to go, nothing else to follow. The journey has gently come to rest, not with an end, but with a quiet continuation of calm that no longer needs to move forward. And so, my dear, as the garden settles into its deepest sleep, you may allow yourself to do the same, letting go completely, drifting softly into that peaceful place where everything is quiet, everything is still, and everything is exactly as it should be.
Chapter 12. The place where you rest among the flowers. My dear, the garden is now completely still. Not empty, not quiet in the way something has ended, but full in a gentle, peaceful way, where everything has settled exactly as it should. The path, the flowers, the trees, the soft air, all rest together in a calm that no longer changes. And you are here within it, not as someone passing through, but as someone who has gently arrived.
You may no longer feel the bench beneath you in the same way, or the soft curtain of willow branches around you. These things have not gone, but they have softened, blending into the quiet stillness that now holds everything. The garden is no longer something outside of you. It has become part of the calm within you, just as you have become part of the garden. There is no separation, only rest. Your body feels deeply at ease, heavier than before, though not weighed down, simply settled, supported, exactly where it needs to be. Your breathing is soft and steady, though it may feel so gentle now that it almost disappears into the stillness. In and out, or perhaps simply calm, without needing to notice at all.
There is nothing left to do, nothing left to follow. The journey through the garden has not ended in a place. It has settled into a feeling, a quiet, steady calm that surrounds you completely, holding you without effort. The flowers that once opened in the moonlight now rest peacefully, their petals folded softly, holding the quiet of the night within them. The fountain has softened into silence. The fireflies have dimmed into stillness. The silver leaves, the orchard, the pond, all remain as part of the garden, but they no longer ask to be remembered or followed. They are simply there, resting, just as you are. You may feel now that even the idea of the garden is becoming softer, less something to picture, more something to feel. A gentle calm that stretches without edges, without direction, without any need to understand it. This is the place where you rest among the flowers, not standing, not walking, not arriving, simply resting, held gently within the quiet of everything that has settled around you. There is no time here, no movement forward, no next step, only this soft, endless calm that continues without effort. Your thoughts have already drifted away, leaving no need to think, no need to follow anything at all.
Your body remains deeply relaxed, fully supported, completely at ease. The stillness is steady, unbroken, peaceful, and within that stillness you are safe, you are held, you are exactly where you need to be. You may notice now how even the smallest sense of awareness begins to soften further, like the last ripple on still water, fading gently until the surface becomes completely calm. There is no need to hold on to anything, no need to stay aware. Everything is already as it should be. The calm carries you, not forward, not downward, but inward, gently, softly, without direction, like settling into the most comfortable rest you have ever known. Your breathing slows even more, or perhaps it simply becomes part of the stillness itself. Your body feels as though it is resting deeper than before, supported not just by the bench, not just by the garden, but by the quiet itself. Everything holds you, everything supports you, everything allows you to rest. The garden does not change, it does not move, it does not ask for anything.
It simply remains calm, steady, still, as though it will always be here, exactly like this, whenever you need it. And you are part of that stillness now, not separate, not observing, simply resting within it. You may feel now that there is nothing left to notice at all, no thoughts forming, no need to follow any feeling, only a soft, steady calm that continues without effort, without interruption. This is where everything settles. This is where everything becomes quiet. This is where you rest among the flowers. And so, my dear, as the garden holds you gently in its calm, you may allow yourself to drift completely into sleep, letting go of the last small traces of awareness, letting the stillness carry you deeper, softer, slower still, until there is nothing left to do, nothing left to follow, nothing left to be, only rest. And Grandma is right here, quietly beside you, just as always, as you sleep.
And now, my dear, as this gentle moment comes to its quiet end, there is nothing more you need to do. You can simply rest here, held in the calm, held in the stillness, letting everything soften just a little more. If your eyes are already heavy, you can let them close. If your thoughts are drifting, you can let them wander. There is no need to follow anything now, only to rest and be carried gently into sleep. And before you drift off completely, my dear, if you'd like to help this little corner of quiet grow, you might do Grandma a small favor and gently like this video and subscribe to the channel so it's always easy to find Grandma again whenever you need a calm place to return to. But for now, there is nothing else to think about, nothing else to hold on to, only this soft, quiet night and the gentle rhythm of rest. So let yourself sink a little deeper and drift and gently fall asleep.